Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I had a subscriber ask a question, which is stuff I think a lot of people are going to have a good idea of what I'm going to say here, but they may not understand the specifics until we get into some of that. But I had someone ask me, well, what exercises do you think actually are worth doing? So I put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on scaling my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Now, a bunch of people are going to say, oh, Jason's going to say the big three. No, not necessarily. I don't think the big three are necessarily the best exercises for every specific lifter and athlete's goals. Obviously, if you compete in powerlifting, they better be a very, very high priority. And in some cases, yes, there have been some top level powerlifters who that's all they do. Those are rare. But there are plenty of athletes out there who I would say you don't need to focus on those specific three exercises to be good at your sport or good at your goals or whatever they have to be. They would probably be useful for most people, though. They're on that list. But I could build a big, strong, aesthetic athlete without touching the flat bench, the back squat, or the deadlift. It could be done. I think skipping the back squat's going to make it harder, though. Make it a lot harder. That would be the one that I would say you probably really don't want to skip. Probably do front squats instead. But in general, I'm going to say the exercises that are going to be most useful, and I don't really care what your goals are. I don't care whether you want to be some sort of physique competitor. I don't care if you're just trying to get big, jacked, and tan. I don't care if you want to be a football player, an MMA fighter, a boxer, a rugby player. I don't care. These exercises are the ones that are generally going to get you to your goals most efficiently. And when I say that, I don't mean you can't do anything else. What I'm saying is anything else you're doing is probably for fun. Or it's at best a very, very inefficient use of your time and an inefficient use of your recovery abilities. You're not getting the most bang for your buck because we lift weights to gain muscle, to improve work capacity. Again, that's important for losing body fat. Gain muscle. Improve work capacity, improve strength, improve power. That's it. That's the only reasons we lift weights. So that's the only reason you're doing an exercise. And all of them put muscle on you. So the thing is, I would say the exercises that do any of those things the most efficiently are going to be big barbell movements, weighted body weight exercises. But what people don't understand when I say that, the only thing that pops in their head is, oh, squat, bench, deadlift, and weighted chin-ups. No. Now, those are all fantastic exercises. Those are all exercises that can put a lot of muscle and strength on you. But I'm going to say the big three, definitely, and close variations of them. Anything to where you press a barbell over your head while standing. Anything that lets you press a really heavy weight over your head while standing. All right, that's an efficient, effective exercise. So if we just take that alone, and I'll jump into some other stuff in a minute that I think are almost essential for a lot of people. So yeah, deadlift. And close variations of the deadlift. You know what? I might prefer conventional deadlifts to sumo, but I think sumo can be a good exercise. Deficit deadlifts. In some cases, block pulls, even though I am not a fan of partials. As a general rule, there are certainly a point to be made for those, for filling in weak gaps. Because that's what a lot of it comes down to. Oftentimes we're doing variations of things to fill in weak gaps in our performance, or weak gaps in your musculature, weak gaps in your physique. Right? Even guys who are chasing aesthetic goals, they can use big variations of barbell exercises in place of isolation movements. And that's what you need to realize. If they're just trying to balance something out, sometimes a variation of a big lift will get you there. All right, barbell squats. I don't care. They're all good. All forms of barbell squats are good. They're valuable, useful exercises. High bar squat, low bar squat, front squat. They're all good. Those are all useful. Any variation of the barbell bench press. Mild decline, mild incline, it's all useful. I think flat's probably better. And I think incline kind of gets pushed to the side for people who do a lot of overhead pressing. I think it takes a lower priority. But is it still a good exercise? Yeah, it's a good exercise. It's useful exercise. But overhead pressing, well, that includes a lot of things. That includes the press, as we think of it, the strict standing press. push presses. People who've got the shoulder structure to handle it, behind the neck presses, behind the neck push presses. Clean and jerk. In fact, I'm going to give an example of someone who has been on YouTube and just opened a gym, who a lot of you guys would think of as borderline an aesthetic natural god, who his biggest focus right now seems to be working on his clean and jerk. We'll get to that in a minute. Because he realizes, like a lot of these other guys who are legitimately natural, these big barbell exercises and just getting lean enough is the key for these guys to get aesthetic. All this other stuff's fluff. It's all fluff. These guys who train for performance, who then diet down, who don't use drugs, those tend to be the natties who look the most aesthetic, for those who aren't aware, particularly ones who do a lot of overhead work. But yeah, clean and jerk. And you know what? All the Olympic lifts, any variation to the Olympic lifts, valuable exercises. Cleans, power cleans, full cleans, snatch, clean and jerk, overhead squat, again, front squats, all these things. These are valuable exercises. In fact, I'm going to say if you're going to be any sort of contact sport athlete, you're going to be a fighter of any type, even if you just dabble in martial arts on the side, you should probably be doing some of these. Cleans, snatches, those should be real high on your priority list. They will help you be a better fighter. They'll help you be a better fighter. They'll also help you, people who have a sport where they need to jump. That's actually probably better jump training than what a lot of people do, than just testing your vertical. Power cleans. There you go. Maybe some people aren't aware of that. It's a reason field athletes, track and field athletes, do so many power cleans when they've got a good coach. It carries over to their general athleticism. All these are good things. Any exercise that moves your body through space, it's weighted. Now, I'm going to say not handstand push-ups, and people say, why? Because there's no range of motion. All right, you can touch a barbell to your chest on a standing press. You can't get anywhere near that on a handstand push-up. It becomes a less valuable exercise. It's just a partial. And how are you going to get enough weight on there? I mean, guys like me, or anyone who's got a good strength base, you should be trying to get to at least pressing your body weight strict over your head off your chest if you want to be decently strong. So stuff like the handstand push-ups, not so much, but all the other stuff, real good. Chin-ups, pull-ups, weighted dips. Those are good exercises. Again, anything that moves the body through space with a weight, where you can add weight, it's a good exercise. These are normal human movement patterns. Well, that includes a barbell squat, by the way. The barbell squat is no different from a chin-up or a dip, is it? It's a body weight exercise that you've added weight with. These are all good exercises. Anything that's GPP work. What do I mean by that? General physical preparedness. Pulling a sled, pushing a prowler, weighted carries of any type, like farmer's walks. All right? That's all good stuff. These are all valuable exercises. And here's the thing. You want to see people who actually understand this and train this way, who are natties, who actually... let's not use me as an example, because you guys know I'm not an aesthetic god, to say the least. To put it mildly. I think we can all agree on that. My bro Nico Ella, who, again, quoted the other day, shouted him out. He comments down in the videos under the name Croton, I think Croton79. All right, lifetime natty. Guy's got well in excess of a decade of training. Benches 315 for like 6 reps. High bar squats 500, deadlifts over 600. Weighs in the 190s. Natty bodybuilder. It's a bodybuilder. But he does all these big lifts. Focuses on big lifts and getting strong. Look at him. So what happens when someone who's got the actual genetics to be aesthetic does it? How about Devin Palumbo, who just started his own gym over in Florida a few weeks ago? Devin Palumbo, you go look at his stuff online. He's been focusing really heavy on his clean and jerk. Now, he's competed in a few different things, and I think he started with high school football, done natural bodybuilding, done drug-tested powerlifting. Look at him when he diets down. You guys who are talking about, oh, I want to get aesthetic, I want to get aesthetic. Look at Devin when he diets down. Do you honestly think you have any chance of beating that without drugs? Do you think any of you guys are going to look more aesthetic than that Natty? I doubt it. I doubt it. Kind of has that Frank Zane vibe going on. You guys seen his squat? You guys seen his overhead pressing? Guys, strict press is 220. He does clean and jerks with 285 right now. And he's focusing on the clean and jerk. He owns a strength and conditioning gym. He is about performance. He's not a curl monkey. Yet he has pulled off that aesthetic look. These are useful exercises. And that's the other point it comes down to. Anytime you have a muscle imbalance, you don't necessarily need an isolation move. If your biceps are lagging, focus more on weighted chin-ups. Your biceps will grow. If your delts are lagging, put more emphasis on your heavy overhead pressing. Your shoulders will grow. These big movements have the potential to rebalance muscles out any way you want. You just have to prioritize the lifts based upon your current goals, whether those goals are muscle needs in a certain area, whether it's a performance component. All these big lifts will give you the most bang for your buck, and they all improve strength and work capacity. Now we come back to another point, guys. We were talking about, I need to get leaner. I need to get leaner. Okay. What do you think is going to get you lean fastest in the long term? Exercises that put muscle and strength and work capacity on you are going to give you the most potential to increase your TDEE. And that even happens to guys like me with a massive appetite. Some people notice I look a little leaner lately. I'm trying to gain weight now, and I can't anymore. Because I'm doing Bulgarian training and cardio every day, I've been not even tracking what I'm eating anymore. I just eat as much clean food and as much protein as I can physically force down every day, and I'm not even gaining weight now. Strength is going up. So even for absurd appetite overeaters like me, the natural fatties, doing exercises that improve your work capacity the most, make you the strongest, cause you to do the most workloads, that increase your force production, will cause you to burn more calories when you're doing everything else also. Workouts burn more calories, your cardio will burn more calories, your GPP work will burn more calories. Eventually, if you get strong enough through all these big lifts and you're doing enough conditioning, you're probably going to find that a certain threshold is going to be reached where you're going to lose fat no matter how much you try to force down, unless you go to pure junk food. So the thing to remember here is this is all inclusive. It doesn't matter what your goals are. These lists of exercises, this is where you need to put your focus. And you need to remember that anything else you were doing beyond that is probably just being done for fun because you want to do it, because you enjoy it. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But people need to understand there's a difference between picking the best tools for a goal and just doing what's fun. And sometimes we have to strike that balance between the two, and I understand that. But be honest with yourself about it. Am I doing this exercise because I think curls are fun? Or am I doing it because I honestly think it's the best exercise for the job? And there's a big difference between the two, and we just need to be honest with ourselves about this stuff. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. And check out my Patreon site that I just opened up. It's over on my About tab. So check that out if you guys get a chance. I have some more unique content there that I don't discuss on YouTube. So I hope this has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.